Have you ever wondered how to tell if a guy's genuine interest in you is romantic, or if he's just being polite and friendly? It's a common puzzle that can leave you second-guessing every smile, laugh, or casual chat. The good news is, there are clear signs to watch for that can help you decode his intentions without overthinking it. We'll break it down into 5 key ways to spot the difference between friendly vibes and real romantic sparks. But first, let's look at a couple of quick examples to illustrate the contrast. Think of these as mental snapshots from everyday interactions or even movie scenes that highlight the nuances. Imagine this first scenario. A woman is chatting with a guy at a party. He's smiling politely, chuckling at her jokes, but his eyes dart around the room. He nods along but doesn't really dive in. He's not holding her gaze, and his body language is relaxed but distant, like he's just passing time. That's classic, just being nice. No real pull, no intensity. Now, flip to the second example. Another guy talking to a woman, but this time, he's locked in. His eyes light up. He's leaning forward, asking questions that build on what she says, and his whole posture shifts to face her directly. The energy is electric. He's not just there. He's invested. Big difference, right? That shift from passive politeness to active engagement is what we're unpacking here. Let's dive deeper into these 5 ways, exploring each one with real-world scenarios, tips, and insights to make it crystal clear. We'll take our time to really unpack why these matter, common pitfalls to avoid, and how you can test the waters yourself. By the end, you'll feel more confident reading the signs. Starting with number 1, conversation style. This is all about the flow and effort in your interactions. Does he kick off conversations on his own, or do you always have to be the one reaching out? If he's truly interested romantically, he'll show genuine curiosity. He'll ask follow-up questions, remember little details you shared last time, and keep the chat lively with his own stories that connect to yours. For instance, if you mention loving hiking, he might not just say cool, but follow up with, "What's your favorite trail?" "I just did one last weekend. Have you tried that?" It's like he's building a bridge between your worlds. On the flip side, if it's just friendly, the conversation might feel one-sided. He responds, "Sure, but it's short and surface level," like, "Yeah, that's nice," without probing deeper. And this applies to texting or DMs too. If he's only hitting you up when he needs a favor, like advice on something unrelated to you personally, or if his replies are sporadic and lack questions about your day, it's probably not romantic. Think about investment. Romance requires effort. Like watering a plant to make it grow, if he's putting in 0 fertilizer, it's not going to bloom. To extend this, let's consider why conversation style is such a telltale sign. Psychologically, when someone likes you romantically, their brain releases dopamine during interactions, making them crave more connection. That's why they'll steer the talk toward shared interests or future plans subtly. A common mistake women make here is filling in the gaps themselves, initiating every time, and convincing themselves he's just shy. But test it. Pull back a bit and see if he steps up. If he does, great sign. If not, he's likely just being nice, treating you like a buddy. Now, let's add some scenarios to paint this clearer. Picture you're at work, and a colleague chats with you during breaks. If it's friendly, it's all shop talk. Weather, weekend plans in general terms. But if romantic, he might pivot to, "What do you do for fun outside of this? I'd love to hear about that book you're reading." Or online. Friendly is liking your posts occasionally. Romantic is commenting thoughtfully and DMing to continue the thread. Remember, consistency matters. If it's hot and cold, that's often a red flag for low interest. To make this last longer in practice, try mirroring his energy. If he asks about you, share a bit and toss it back. This back and forth reveals a lot. Moving on to number 2, eye contact. This one's subtle but powerful. It's like the windows to his intentions. When a man is romantically interested, he'll hold your gaze a tad longer than usual, maybe with a soft smile or a playful glance away before locking back in. It's that lingering look that says, "I'm captivated." But if you've never talked before, like catching him staring across a room and he quickly averts his eyes, it could mean he's interested but intimidated. Nerves kicking in because the stakes feel higher. Friendly eye contact, though? It's polite but brief, enough to acknowledge you without any intensity, like scanning the room during a group chat. The challenge here is cultural differences. In some places, direct eye contact is normal friendliness, while in others, it's flirtatious. So, context is key. To gauge it better, don't be afraid to initiate. Drop a subtle hint to start a conversation. Ask for directions, comment on something nearby, or even seek help with a small task. Men often respond well to that, as it gives them an opening without the pressure of approaching cold. Let's expand on this with an everyday example. Say you're at a coffee shop, and a guy at the next table makes eye contact. If friendly, he smiles quickly and looks back at his phone. If interested, he holds it, maybe nods, and if you smile back, he might say hi. Why does this work? Evolutionarily, prolonged eye contact builds trust and attraction. It's vulnerable. A tip: if you're unsure, try the triangle gaze. Look from one eye to the other, then to the mouth. If he mirrors it, sparks might be flying. But here's where it gets tricky. Shy guys. Some men are great at hiding interest behind averted eyes because they're afraid of rejection. So if you like him, make it easy. Say something light like, "I noticed you looking. Have we met before?" It breaks the ice. Common error? Assuming all staring is creepy. Often, it's just admiration. Practice observing in low-stakes settings, like parties, to sharpen your radar. Over time, you'll spot the difference between a polite glance and that magnetic pull. Number 3, advertising his relationship status. A guy who's truly into you wants no obstacles. He'll make it crystal clear he's single, maybe slipping it in casually like, "Yeah, since my last relationship ended, I've been focusing on something positive." Or he'll ask about your status playfully, gauging mutual availability. It's about clearing the path for potential romance. If he's just nice, he might not mention it at all. Or worse, bring up a partner positively to set boundaries, like, "My girlfriend loves that show too." Vague answers to direct questions? Red flag. He's dodging because he's not interested or unavailable. To find out, just ask straightforwardly, "Are you seeing anyone?" If he's open and says no, green light. If evasive, back off. Delving deeper, this sign ties into vulnerability. Romantically interested men lower barriers because they see you as a prospect. Think of it as marketing himself as available. Scenario: at a social event, if he says, "I'm flying solo these days," after you share something personal, that's intentional. Friendly? He treats it like trivia. No emphasis. Why extend this? Because misreading can lead to heartbreak. Tip: listen for how he talks about exes. If positively but distantly, he's moved on. If bitterly, he might not be ready. Also, watch social media. If his profile screams single, no couple pics, but he doesn't confirm, probe gently. In group settings, interested guys might steer conversations away from other women. Practice by noting patterns in friends' interactions. It's eye-opening. Number 4, focus. In our distraction-filled world, undivided attention is gold. A romantically interested man tunes out everything else, silences his phone, ignores notifications, and makes you feel like the center of the universe. At dinner, he might even politely wave off interruptions, keeping the spotlight on you. His body language? Turn toward you, no fidgeting. Just nice? He's multitask central, checking emails, glancing at his watch, or subtly eyeing others. It's polite engagement without priority. Spot it by noting if he remembers details later. Low focus means low retention. Expanding. This stems from presence, mindfulness and attraction. Example: on a walk, interested? He's all ears, no phone. Friendly? He's half listening while scrolling. Why matters? It shows respect and value. Tip: test by introducing a distraction. If he ignores it for you, bingo. Common pitfall: excusing it as busy. True interest carves time. In virtual chats, quick replies without delays signal focus. Build this by demanding it subtly. Say, let's put phones away, and see his reaction. Finally, number 5, he makes it personal. Beyond chit-chat, he digs deeper, asking about your dreams, fears, past loves. Not just, what do you do, but why do you love it? It's intimate, showing he envisions a future. Friendly stays shallow. Weather, hobbies without depth. Think, favorite color? Versus, what's the story behind your tattoo? Personal questions build emotional bonds. To flesh this out, psychologically, vulnerability reciprocity fosters closeness. Scenario, date 1, superficial? Nice, probing values, interested. Tip, share first to encourage. If he reciprocates, good. Mistake, oversharing too soon, pace it. Why extend? Deep connections last, surface ones fade. Examples abound in rom-coms versus buddy films. Wrapping up, these 5, conversation style, eye contact, relationship status, focus, and personal depth equip you to distinguish real interest from politeness. Pay attention, trust your gut, and don't hesitate to engage. If it feels mutual, explore. If not, move on. You've got this. Clarity leads to better connections.